Hi, everybody. I'm Gloria Moraga. This is the Political Woman Podcast. It is Saturday, November 9th, 2024. We've still survived. Trump has been reelected, but we're still here. Good times and bum times. I've seen them all, and my dear. All right, some updates for you. First, it is Saturday. Republicans say they've got this. They've got this. Democrats are not so sure. They're still holding out hope. But on Saturday, it looks like the Republicans are going to win control of the United States House of Representatives. The Republicans won 212 seats in the 435-member House. There are a number of races that are still in contention. The votes are being counted. And when it happens, I will post on TikTok and YouTube. I'll do a short. Wanted to share this item with you. I got it on my Threads feed. The city of New York will stop giving debit cards to migrants. Now, this is for, before you get all shook up and get your panties in a twist, this was for just for food. And the mayor there, the embattled mayor, Eric Adams, thought that this would be better to give poor people, poor migrants, because there's money in that pot. That's one of the pots that Trump's gonna, there's money in that pot, and he thought this would be better, that they could get more nutritious food. But Adams has changed his mind. Now, apparently the program was only for a year anyway, but Adams is ending it. And it's odd that this happened after Adams had a private phone call with President-elect Donald Trump. So who knows? That's another one we can watch. But 2,600 migrant families are receiving about $350 a week for food. And they are not illegal. They are the migrants that are trying to get into the country and working to get into the country in a legal manner. So that's occurring. I'm sure you've heard this already, and I was going to post, and then, I didn't post. And, now I'm just telling you, California, my beautiful, lovely, wonderful California, is working to thwart the new Trump administration 2.0 in every way possible. So our governor, Gavin Newsome, who has that Trump likes to call news scum. I didn't know that he was calling him news scum all this time. Why? Because I was just listening. I never looked it up. And Trump always kind of rolls over it. So I didn't know he was saying news scum. Here's a quote, and this is from an opinion piece. In many areas, California will rely on the so-called anti-commandeering principle. The federal government cannot force states to adopt regulations or administer federal mandates. Now, the Supreme Court has ruled on the anti-commandeering principle and supported states' rights on this issue. So Newsom's calling a special session to see how they can thwart Donald Trump's policies in every way. We have already in California codified abortion rights in our state constitution. So that is set. Who knows what Trump will try to do on that order, but that is one of the issues that should be settled. But there are others that are not. So Newsome going to use the anti-commandeering principle. Now, the Supreme Court used this principle to hold the federal government cannot force state and local governments to conduct background checks before issuing permits for firearms. So that said, and this has been around for a while, they could still work, and these issues could go all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court could reverse this principle to give Trump more power over the states. But California is ready with our attorney general and our governor to fight them and stall them every step of the way. So that's going to happen. And there's more. There's like just a long list of issues. And, you know, the Midas Touch posted this long blog on all of the promises Trump has made. And I said that to myself, and I'm going through that list. And it's wild. It is wild, all of the things he has promised. So we'll see what he can accomplish. And I'll be following that list from the Midas brothers. Love those guys. And seeing and posting stories as we move forward on promises and promises broken and promises kept. Federal workers. So we know that there is a move, because it happened at the end of Trump's last administration, to fire a whole bunch of federal workers, to really destroy or damage the so-called deep state. A lot of the MAGAs, people who voted for Trump, want to happen. They want the federal government, a breakdown in federal government power. So, and part of that power is destroying, firing federal workers. And so, they are in a state of panic over this. Let me just share, the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia are home, of course, to about 373,000 federal workers, so almost 400,000 federal workers. And those workers account for about 15% of the total workforce. And they are used to this. They are used to administrations coming in and pulling the rug out from under them. But this whole scheduling, it depends on what schedule you're under. There are some workers that are under the schedule that they are essential workers and they don't get jerked around when the administration changes. Well, Trump wants to do away with that. He doesn't want anybody to have any protections in the workforce, in the federal workforce. So that is something that's going to be happening probably fairly soon. And there are a number of agencies that we, as Americans, depend on. One is the Environmental Protection Agency. They want to gut that. The other is Health and Human Services. They want to gut that. It depends on who Trump puts in charge. Elon Musk, I hate to say his name, so I'm going to have to think of a little name for him like Trump does. So the Muskrat, one of Trump's most vocal supporters, has proposed instituting a government efficiency commission. And he would be in charge of that. And he wants to slash $2 trillion from the federal budget. Okay, let me just give you what that means. That sum, that $2 trillion, is larger than the Department of Defense, the Department of Education, and the Department of Homeland Security combined. So you think of that and you think, well, are they going to cut the Department of Defense that much? Well, maybe, because, well, not that much, but they're going to cut it because Elon Musk was on a call with Trump and the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, and Elon Musk is in constant contact with Russia. And Russia, believe it or not, my friends, hates the United States. So if Elon Musk is buddy-buddy with Russia and the Russian dictator, and Trump wants to be the Russian dictator, they will work to slash the Department of Defense because it's good for them and not good for us. Department of Education, they already have their eye on. That's not even in contention that they're going to cut there. And Homeland Security, you know, part of Homeland Security is border security issues. So I'm thinking, how are they going to cut that? But there are dozens of other government agencies that can be cut that no one will give a damn about. This is an article from the New York Times, and one quote is, "The mood is not good," someone from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency said, because although Elon Musk, or Muskie, or whatever we're going to call him, used to be an environment, I mean, he used to care about the environment and global warming. He's tossed that aside now. These guys seem to care about things the way the wind blows. And you know, and I know, we all know, this is not about caring about the earth or caring about our children or caring about the future. This is about money and power. And they go hand in hand, money and power. So who knows what's going to happen to our environment in 2 years? Already without Trump, if Trump had lost, it was going to take us a long time to recover from the fraction and the way we are so separated and hateful in this country. Not me. I don't hate anybody. But this and all of this that's going to be coming, a chill wind blows, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to take us longer to recover. Am I sure that we're going to recover? Yes. Yes, I have no doubt. I'm not looking back. I'm not saying, oh, it was Joe Biden's fault, or it was Kamala Harris's fault, or they should have done this, or should have done that. I hate that. You know, here's the thing. These people, these experts that are on the talk shows, they don't know anything. It's always their opinion, this and that, and the polls and all of that. I don't care. I look forward, and I want to see what this Congress is going to do. Now, we already know, we have a clue that Republicans don't stand for anything. They proved that during the riots, the attack on the Capitol. And don't even come there or go there with me. The attack happened. The attack on the Capitol. Cops were hurt. These people don't care about our police. They don't. If you're a policeman, you voted for them, enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. Look in the mirror, and I'll see you in 2 years when we're going to be gearing up for the next vote. I wanted to do this in the last podcast. I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about the stages of grief, because people are talking about them everywhere in relation to our politics. So here are the stages of grief: denial, bargaining, depression, anger, acceptance. Acceptance, anger, depression, bargaining, denial. So denial, numbness, shock, normal reaction to a loss or of a death, or what happened for those of us who didn't think that the majority or that the number of Americans that voted for Donald Trump would ever do that again, because we saw who he is and what he does. And if you want to know why I'm in denial, or have been in denial over that, I kind of got over my denial and my numbness and my shock when the whole Hillary Clinton thing happened. Because people knew who Donald Trump is. He came down when he first announced when he was running against Hillary and called Mexicans, scum or whatever. He called them some horrible name. And it was like, how could any Mexican ever vote for him? Well, then he never apologizes, and someone calls Puerto Ricans garbage, and Puerto Ricans still voted for him. So, I don't know, unless there's something, fundamentally wrong with your brain, you know what a horrible person he is. People know that he has attacked women. There's too much information about it. There's too much. People know that he stole documents. They know all of this. Everyone knows this. That's the only thing that keeps me kind of in denial at times. But I pretty much moved on from denial. Bargaining, I'll get to that later. Anger. I'm going to go to anger because anger is my go-to emotion. Can you tell? Anger. This stage is common. It usually happens when we feel helpless and powerless. Anger can stem from feelings of abandonment, of death or loss, like what happened, like why wouldn't women vote for Kamala Harris? Why wouldn't women choose the better choice? Because I think women are smarter than men. I'm sorry, I just do. Why? Why did all of those white women vote for Trump when they know what he does and what he's doing? So I'm angry about them because I love my sisters, but I don't like them. I don't. I am angry about that. And I'm going to stay angry for at least 2 more years until the next election. Acceptance. I immediately, when I saw what was happening, that Trump was winning, I accepted it. I accept it. And I accept the majority vote because I believe in America. I believe in this country. So I've accepted. Bargaining, I passed bargaining because, and a lot of people are doing the bargaining right now, and it's worthless. It's a waste of energy and time because, if we had done this, if we had done that, if only, there was an article today, if only Joe Biden had did what he said he was going to do, which he was going to be a transition president, right? Get over Trump and then step down. And he's done that. I know that people who don't know much about the economy, like my cousin just now posted, we needed to change. I mean, she's defending why she voted for Trump. Latina. She said, food prices are too high. I can barely feed my children. Is she ever going to say, oh, when food prices go up because of the tariffs, oops, I was wrong? Probably not. You know what she'll do? She'll just be real quiet, which is fine. Fine. But the bargaining thing, no, get over it. Get over it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we could have done or not done. It's done. It's done. We tried. Republicans tried. Republicans tried to keep Trump from getting the Republican nomination. They failed. And Democrats failed. And he's got it. And we're going to hunker down. The other one I want to mention, and this is it. This is the last one because I jumped around. And, oh, by the way, these stages of grief, they can hit you in any order. And you can have some of them at the exact same time. The depression one. So here are the signs of depression. Trouble sleeping, I have that. Poor appetite, don't have that. Fatigue, don't have it. Lack of energy, don't have it. Crying spells, no, don't cry. Depression also may include self-pity, feeling lonely, isolated, empty, lost, anxious. I'm sorry, if you have depression, you need to get professional help. I'm sure as the time goes on, when I see babies being ripped out of their mother's arms, when I see families separated, things start happening with the Trump thing. If he's going to do what he's promised to do, which I have no doubt that he will, I will struggle with depression, and I'm just going to stay focused. I know this is going to be happening because I was depressed a long time after Hillary lost, and I, manage it. But I'm saying I'm going to stay angry and post and work and write and see what the Congress is doing. I'm Gloria Moraga, Political Woman. Please subscribe. Please share. We've got to stick together. Oh, and I wanted to say one thing. People online are very mean and nasty. I mean, I'm still getting these horrible, nasty comments from people. And it's like, dude, you won. Dude, why do you have to be mean and nasty when you're in the victory lane? Just celebrate. Enjoy your time. And own it. Own this. Own what you did. And, I'll see you later, but don't, we got to stop it. Stop being mean. I'm staying angry, but I try not to be mean. I do tell people to read, which they don't like. They seem to think that that's a slam. It's not. It's not a slam. My mom used to tell me that when I was little. Read a book. You don't know what to do with yourself? You're not happy? Read a book. Find out how lucky you freaking are. But I wanted to say, as I wrap this up, because I keep trying to wrap up, that this country survived the Civil War. We survived men in arms murdering each other on the battlefield. Look at Gettysburg. We survived a civil war, and we will survive this. We will survive this, and we're going to come out the other side stronger for it. Sadly, a lot of people are going to be hurt. I'm Gloria Morocco, Political Woman. Please subscribe. Be safe.